Now, it's Baby Loss Awareness Week, and former Love Island star, now mental health advocate and author, Malin Andersson is raising awareness and speaking out about her own bereavement.
Now, she gave birth to her daughter Consy 7 weeks early in December 2018, but almost a month after she was born, she passed away.
Well, her daughter Zaya was born in January this year, but she says the grief of the child she's lost will always be with her. I'm pleased to say Malin joins us this morning. Very good morning to you, Malin. And look, first of all, may I say I'm so very sorry for the loss of Consy, and really applaud your bravery in coming out and talking about this, because I'm sure it's not easy for you to do. But you clearly feel strongly enough that you want to raise awareness about baby loss. Why do you think it is important for people to be having these conversations?
I think it's something that isn't spoken about at all, and it's almost a taboo subject where I don't ever hear about baby loss. And I think I was the first in my kind of friendship circle and friends to have lost a child, and so when I went through it, I felt ever so lonely. So I think the more talking we do about it, the more awareness we can raise, and people feel less alone in it all.
You found that people have struggled to talk to you about Consy, that people tie themselves up in knots, perhaps they don't mention her name. And has that been something that you haven't liked? I mean, would you like people to openly talk about what you went through and hear her name spoken?
Definitely. And I think people feel quite awkward when speaking about something like this. And in my head, I'm just like, just talk about her. It makes me feel like she was here at some point. And when people kind of skirt around it, it's like, they're trying to forget that it happened. And obviously that's not the case. They just don't know what to say. So definitely, I think speaking about it just really normalizes it and makes the mother or father feel, that their feelings are valid. So.
As we introduced you, we talked about the fact you've had a lovely little girl, Zaya, and I wonder, do people sometimes, perhaps insensitively, assume that now that you've got a healthy baby, that this in some way heals the grief that you have for Consy? I'm sure that's not the case, but do people think, oh, well, you've got a baby now, so you'll be happy?
Definitely, and I suffered quite severely with postnatal depression, with grief from losing Consy, and people were like, a lot of people had said, oh my God, you're so lucky, your rainbow baby, you should be happy, start something new. But deep down, there was this long kind of sorrow, longing for Consy, and almost feeling a little bit of guilt that I was pregnant again. And I think there's, grief is very complex, and it's something more people have to kind of understand. And also, not to mention that I'd also kind of, when I was pregnant, get asked, oh, is this your first? And I'd be like, in my head, obviously, I wouldn't bother saying anything because I wouldn't want to get into it. But yeah, definitely.
With difficult questions, and obviously well meant, but just so hard for you to know how to handle those. Look, in the immediate aftermath of losing your little one, I know that you'd lost your mum previously, hence the name. It's a tribute to your mum. How did you pick yourself up? How did you carry on? Because, any mum, or indeed dad watching this, their heart will go out to you. I mean, it's the worst thing that any parent could ever experience.
It was very hard. I was in a very dark place for quite a while, and I'd wake up each day with this dark cloud hanging over me, and I kind of had to ask myself, do I want to wake up like this every day for the rest of my life? Do I want to feel suicidal? Do I want to experience these feelings, or can I get better, and can I work towards feeling partly like me again? And I kind of asked, what would my mum want? What would my little girl want to see? And I just had to find strength from somewhere and start the journey of healing. And that is hard to do, but, I think in all of us, there is some kind of strength somewhere, and we can, if we choose to, we can do it, even though it is difficult.
Did you feel suicidal, though?
Yeah, definitely. I tried to take my life around a few times, and, and it's a place, a very dark place. If I take my mind back to it, it's quite surreal now, actually, thinking how bad it was. But yeah.
Well, Malin, absolutely incredible that you've been able to come on here and have gone through all of that and really help other women, and indeed, as I say, new fathers as well in all of this.